Hey everybody, Ryan with Spotter here. I'm just about to go into Cicero District 99, this beautiful building. Donuts with Directors, Episode 3, Sergio Rodriguez, coming up. All right, everybody, how we doing? It's Ryan Allen with Spotter. I'm here with Sergio Rodriguez from Cicero District 99, and this feels very familiar, like we've done this in the last week or so.
This does seem like deja vu.
That's right. So I made the mistake. We did this exact same thing about a week ago, and I forgot to hit the volume button, so you couldn't hear us. So we're here for round 2, but don't worry. Now we've got practice. We've done this once before. We should just nail this, right? This should be the best one yet. Mm-hmm. So welcome everybody to Donuts with Directors. We've got donuts. We've got a director. Let's get to know Sergio Rodriguez. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, 2 times in a week.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
Outstanding. Well, this time I'm more experienced because I turned 40 on Saturday.
Oh, congratulations.
So, yeah, now I feel wiser and more experienced in this one.
We get all the bugs worked out.
We nailed it, yeah. That was just a practice.
Progress and positivity from here.
Absolutely. Awesome. So in these, I know we talked about this before, but just for everybody else, during these meetings, what we like to do is really get to know more about you. We talk all the time about, in fact, we were just talking about OTs and PTs just a minute ago before we started recording, and that's usually our conversation. But when we started this Donuts with Directors, we really wanted to sit with you, get to know more about you, how you got into this career, and I know there's some interesting things that we'll talk about again with what you got going on politically as well, which is really cool.
Definitely.
Awesome. So let's just kick it off. If you don't mind just kind of telling us, walk me through again how you kind of got to Cicero.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cicero has basically been where I've worked my entire career. I started off in special education over at high school as a special education teacher. I did that for several years. Opportunity presented itself that I moved into administration as a dean of students. And then again, I did that over at the East Campus for another 4 years. And then again, another opportunity opened itself up, and I went into the West Campus as the special education coordinator.
Okay.
So again, did that, just broadening my horizon, a different group, a different building, different teachers, get me a little bit out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So then I decided to, take that opportunity. Ended up, very successful for those 2 years I was there. But then again, another opportunity presented itself that I decided to take the department of special education over at Downlands Grove North High School.
Gotcha.
So I, again, different school, different challenges, did that for another 2 years. And then I decided to come back to Cicero and as the current position as the Assistant Director of Special Education.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So go back to your school. How did you know I want to get into special education?
I was wrapping up my bachelor's degrees. I went to Columbia College for my liberal arts degree, concentration in sound recording.
I didn't know that. That's so cool.
So I have, and what brought me in, I have brothers that were into DJs, but I was never good at blending music and stuff like that. I just like sound, I like music.
Yeah.
And I figured that would be an interesting career. So I did that, got my bachelor's, and at this time I was always working in a school. I started off working in a school district during the summer. Then, did so well that, and I was a commuter to go into school, that they asked me to come on part-time in the school year while I was commuting, and that worked out fine. So that got me involved in the school system, got me, what teachers work with, different classes and students, and I enjoyed that. And I thought when I was finishing up my career in Columbia College, what would be, if I wasn't going sound recording, what else would I be doing? And I thought that, well, teaching would seem like a nice idea and so forth. But I pursued my career as in liberal arts, concentrating in sound recording, and did some freelance work here and there. And then I decided to, while at that time I was also subbing at the school district. So then that got me kind of thinking, maybe I look into education, and education has so vast subject areas and so forth. So I decided to go into special education. I had family members that were in special education, and I've worked with them, whether visiting them or them coming by and helping them out. So I decided to go into special education. So I decided to go for my master's at Lewis University in their program. So I finished that program and then was hired at Morton. And then while I was at Morton, probably 2 years, they had a cohort from Concordia to get you a Type 75 for school leadership.
Gotcha.
So that's what I said, well, why not? I'm young.
I'm going to get it.
Might as well get it out of the way. So I went for my second master's to get knocked that out. And then they led to the opportunity of becoming a dean and then my administrative role.
And then here you go.
Yeah.
So have you done anything with sound recording? Do you still do it on the side?
No, I haven't touched that since I began pretty much my educational career.
Gotcha. I've met you several times. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Besides maybe carrying the speaker for my brother when he's doing a gig or something.
That's really it?
That's about
So your brother still plays?
Yeah, he still DJs.
Oh, he still DJs.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. I did not know that at all. That's really good. Isn't it funny how we have the path
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's great, man. Okay, so I know you're a local kid. You were a local kid. You grew up here. So obviously, I asked you this the first time. We got to know what's your sports affiliations. That's a big question we get. So
I would say it would be all Chicago teams and the White Sox.
White Sox.
I'm a White Sox Southside.
Yeah. So and people are gonna hate me for this. You might. I am a Cardinals fan. So I'm everything Chicago. I've told you this, right?
Yes.
But I grew up a Cardinal fan, and you guys beat up on us last night.
Yeah,
so,
I was watching the game.
Yeah. I would appreciate it just letting us get one this series.
Not a problem.
Yeah, so funny. That's great. So so everything Chicago, White Sox fan, we know that.
Mm-hmm.
You grew up in Summit, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So been there your whole life. What is it about about being here and being in this area that you love so much?
It's I think the family atmosphere. It's a very youthful community. Not only Summit but also Cicero.
Yeah.
So you have ties with the older generation, but you see the transitioning that's happening. So I enjoyed it my entire life. Where it's almost it's not the city.
Yeah.
But it's a little outside where you kind of almost feel suburban.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
But you're accessible.
Yeah,
you can go anywhere you want in the city.
We're near all modes of transportation through our town, which is a good and bad thing. You got all that traffic coming through, but then you got you quick in and out to get different places.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been a challenging year, I think, to say the least, for anybody,
Mm-hmm.
especially for any district. I know you guys have had your own struggles with this year.
Mm-hmm.
How has this year affected you and your career and your staff and your team here?
I think it's been opening to a lot of people kind of what our children are dealing with. A lot of times, you have them in front of you, you're working through things, but now you got a glimpse of what their life is. And I think they understand where when a child comes to you and say, well, I didn't finish my homework because, they have no one to help them out, or they really don't have a space in their home to really spend time to really concentrate and get that done. But along that, I think it brought in a lot of isolation at times for not only our staff when they're working at home, but also for the students, not seeing their peers, not getting that social interaction and engagement, which at times, just because of how long we've been, in remote, some of the kids have lost that motivation.
Yeah.
Now it's almost a year lost that we're trying to recoup for those kids that really struggle with it. So I think for our staff, it's been a challenge, and I think they've been trying their best to try to get these kids learning and keeping motivated and engaged in the classrooms.
Awesome. Do you think that, and we talked about this a little before as well, but it has been a struggle. There's definitely been that. Do you think that how has your staff have they benefited from being so close and having to rely on each other more this year? Has that been something that you guys have seen?
I probably not as much. I think more for our related service staff. They've been working and finding new ways to work with kids remotely.
Great.
I couldn't even imagine OT, PT is kind of how they do their craft in a virtual setting.
In a virtual, not being able to touch and
correct. So not being able to see the kids, not being able to kind of say, okay, it's making progress and stuff like that. So I think it's worked in where they're collaborating we can engage our kids with using more technology, which may have never been looked at as a possibility. But I think some of it has for some of the teachers, that collaboration in the meeting. Sometimes you talk about Zoom fatigue, that being on so much meetings, even in the classroom
Yeah.
in front of the computer. I think that kind of drains people at times.
Absolutely. And I think you told me this before, we've talked in conversations before, you guys were somewhat prepared for not necessarily this pandemic, but you were prepared to go to a remote environment. Correct?
Yeah. So we started an initiative probably 2-3 years ago of providing devices, one-on-ones for all our students. And this past year, prior to the pandemic, we also rolled out hotspots for the students. So we were a little bit ahead of not having to scramble around. The only students that really didn't have it were our EC students.
Right.
So those were the ones that really didn't have any devices.
And
eventually,
eventually
we got them devices. But to start off, we had the majority of our students.
That's awesome.
Ready to prepare with their devices.
That's awesome. So I joked about this when we first started, because the only other district I've talked to that was similar was Joliet High School District. They said the same thing. Listen, we were kind of ready for something like this to happen. Very similar circumstances down there. So do you guys foresee no more snow days ever?
No. Even prior to the pandemic in 2020. We went virtual because it was a snow day.
Okay, that's how you did it. Yeah.
And I think we've done that maybe twice since the state allowed us to do something.
Okay.
Like that. So we had some experience with it, but compared to a whole year to a couple of days, it's
very different.
Well,
but now you're crushing every kid's dream of having a snow day and going sledding. They're gone now. Yes. That is a thing of the past, right?
That is something that I'm sure we'll never see again.
Although they won't complain when they're getting out on time in the summer, right? They're not having to kick a couple days the end of the year.
That's very true. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks for spending time talking about here in Cicero and being here. I talked to a lot of people in this district and districts around you, and they sing your praises and your team's praises because you guys do it right here, and it's really amazing. Let's talk about your political career.
Okay.
We are sitting not only with an assistant director, we're sitting with the mayor.
Right.
This is big time for Spotter.
Well, a small community, 11,000 residents. But I've been involved in politics now 16 years, so I just won re-election, so I'm doing it for another 4 years. I started off as a trustee, and basically I was just beginning my educational career around that time, and I was asked by the current party if I would like to run. They actually got my name from a friend who was about to get married and move out of town, and he didn't want to run, but he mentioned my name and said, hey, he's a local kid, grew up, good family, good morals and ethics. I think he would be someone that you could look into. So I was, just wrapping up my career, my master's for getting into special education, and they approached me, sat down with them, we discussed, and I talked to a couple people, and they told me, what do you think? Should I run? I started my career. And everyone that I spoke to said, hey, go for it. You got your career. If it doesn't work out in 4 years, you're done, and you continue your education career. So at that time, I decided to take that chance. Ran against another whole ticket candidates. Was the highest vote getter as a trustee my first year out. And then from there I won 2 other elections, always being the highest vote getter. Unfortunately, come year 10 of my third cycle of being elected, the mayor ended up getting sick, battling cancer. He's battled it before, so it returned. We were hopeful that he would recover. He wanted me to be the mayor pro tem while he took some time off to recover himself. Unfortunately, a month after that, he ended up passing away, and there was really no succession plan. Everyone was looking who's going to run. It was another trustee that had more years than me, and then there was me. Everyone else had less experience. And everyone was looking who could win, who could guide us. So and granted, he told the trustees that he would consider, or they should consider me to hold down the ship while he was trying to recover. So I think that meant something. So then I was appointed. So I was appointed for 2 years. That was in 27. So we had the financial issues going on in the state. It was a difficult period.
It was your walking into your first
walking into it. So we had pretty much 3 brand new trustees. We had just elected or appointed. Then I had to appoint someone for my position, so we had someone brand new there. We were brand new, and then ended up coming probably that fall. One of the eldest trustee ends up passing away. So I'm like,
you're just replacing
I've
everybody.
gone through a lifetime in 1 year.
Yeah, putting new people in.
Yeah, putting new people in.
And in what it was probably one of the toughest times in 07.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a stressful situation. But we pulled it out. We, for however maneuvering or, tightening our pocketbooks, now you look at us, we've got a surplus of probably $3 million.
That's awesome.
Doing massive infrastructure projects that haven't been done in 20 plus years. So, it is, definitely, you would have told me, you're going to accomplish all this in your 6 years. I would have been like, well, let's maybe half of that.
Yeah.
So, definitely we've turned the tide, and we're in good shape as far as the village goes.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. So I know you just got elected for another 4-year term, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any aspirations of any other political career? We're trying to get the
We-
inside scoop.
we-
We're going
we
to
will
break
see.
it here.
I would take a look at it. There's a couple of factors, but I'm not one to say no to opportunities.
Yeah.
If the opportunity presents itself, I would probably take a jab at it. But a couple of things is I have to finish what I started in the village before I leave
That's
it
awesome.
completely. So that's my main
Yeah.
concern. After that, then I think I would take a look at it and see if it's something that I would like to do.
So cool.
Mhm.
So cool. I will endorse this guy. I've met him a lot. And Spotter will endorse this guy.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what that's going to do for you. But
All right.
but we will endorse this guy.
I really
We'll endorse you.
appreciate that.
It's so cool. It's so cool. I love hearing about it. I love whenever we get together with lunch. I think I spend more time talking to you
we do.
about that than we do anything else. So
Mhm.
I love doing it.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this thing up. I want to know a couple things about you that people don't know. And that's outside of special education, outside of your political career. What are some things that Sergio likes to do on the outside world?
I'm very active. I've done several marathons. It's been a couple years just because the time that you need to do for the training.
It's brutal.
But I'm an avid runner. Like this morning, I ran
Awesome.
3 miles for 5K this morning before work. But I try to fit it in when I can and work out when I can. So definitely that. I'm very close to not tight knit with my family.
Yeah.
We try to get together as much as
Most
possible.
families around here.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
my oldest brother, he lives out in Plainfield, and we think, oh man, we gotta pack some bags.
That's right, you
Planning
said that.
now.
Yeah, it's a vacation, you go to
Yeah,
Plainfield.
but now it's like 45 minutes. That's nothing. Everyone's local.
Yeah.
within 45 minutes or
Yeah.
20 minutes around. So we get together, and then aunts, cousins. We're still
Cool.
still concentrated around here. I think I had one aunt recently moved to Mexico, so
Okay.
but she's got a big house.
What an
I was
oddball.
invited.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
come over. We have
That's
tons of
so cool.
space. So
Yeah.
I think I was planning a Christmas vacation over there.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. So that, and then it's just enjoy traveling when I can and
Yeah.
so forth. So
Awesome. Hopefully you get back into that now.
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
things
The
start
last
opening up.
couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a stop.
Awesome. Very cool.
Mhm.
Last thing, we always ask people that do these, the directors that do these with us, can you look in the camera and tell anybody that is thinking about getting into special education or considering it as a career why they should, why it'd be beneficial, and what advantages you see to it.
Mhm. Well, I would say that special education has a lot of options. If you look at me, I started as a teacher and then moved up to different administrative positions. But as you see, special education continues to be a need, but you have to have the heart, the dedication, and put the work into it. But at the end of the day, it's very rewarding when you get phone calls from parents thanking you, or when teachers, I've seen, them express and get all kinds of treats during the holidays. They bring in food here. They, give all kinds of things to them. But, it shows their dedication in their work and, those little milestones that we're able to get kids to achieve, and that's what it comes all down to. I think we look at the child as a whole and try to help them realize their potential.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the reason that Spotter wanted to to be in this area as well. It's just these kids are phenomenal to be around. So, and I know you feel the same way. I'm going to talk to you a lot about that too. All right, Donuts with Directors, episode 3 in the books. You did it. This is actually episode 3 times 2.
That's right.
So Sergio got a lot of practice. We're going to have to hit you up. We're going to go meet you sometime at your office, your mayor office, and we're going to film you there too and talk to you about that. He knows I'm not kidding. I talked to him a lot about it. So thanks for doing this. We appreciate it. Enjoy the donuts a second time. And then check this out on our website, spotterstaffing.com, and stay tuned for more episodes with Donuts with Directors. Thanks, Sergio.
All right. My pleasure.
Buddy. Thank you so much for watching this episode with Donuts and Directors. We really appreciate you taking the time to do that. If you are somebody that would like to participate, or you know a director in the Chicagoland area that you think would be great, please reach out to us and fill out the form below, and we'd be happy to get in touch with you. We really love doing these and getting to know more about the directors that are in our area. So please fill out the form below. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button down there. We really appreciate it. And you can check this all out on spotterstaffing.com. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.